know why I feel this way. Every day I wanna run away. I think I'll go back to that place I stayed. Play on the server the TimeShot way.
Hello people, it's Poet and we are back on TimeShot. Now, something really heartfelt and amazing happened. I had a live stream recently and we actually got a ton of donations in, which, you know, it makes me weepy even just thinking about it. I admit it, I'm a man, but it's just insane the amount of support the community gives. And today I'm going to be going over it very quickly, as I can. I already did all the Steam games because the Steam summer sale's on, so my wish list is like emptied now due to the support of people. Spiffy, he got me like this many games here. So episode 2 Sonic, that one was before, but I wanted these two to be together. So he got me the episode 2 of Sonic 4, Barony, Valda's Story, Icy, The Room, and Ether 1. So that's insane. That's just awesome. And then Draken, in this haul, got me Subnautica and Golf with Friends, which is really awesome too. I know that Golf with Friends, I know that Kurt J. Mack was wanting to play that, and I didn't have it at the time. So now that I do have it, that's good. And let's see. I think I'm actually forgetting one in here too. Hold on. Oh yeah, of course I am. So let's see. Where could I put it? Let's go and let's just the first empty slot, which is actually this one. And let's put it in there. And let's go like this. And the person who donated it was Parker A. And the game is Trine 3. Now, of course, me, Dave, and Fabe had a Trine series. Trine 1 and 2 we both beat. The extended gameplay one. I put it on my wish list because me and Dave have been talking about doing it. We want to do another series, Trine 3. I don't know if Fabe will be interested. I think at one point he said that he wasn't. For whatever reason. It's up to him. And so I know that it's going to be me and Dave doing it whenever we can come together and do something like that. Maybe a third person. Probably a third person because it's a 3-player game. But we just haven't figured out who yet. Now, here is where a lot of changes have to happen. So, Drayden, for example, this one is $1 at this point, but that's going up. The total now is, so let's see, Drayden is now $51. Wait, that's a gold block. I put away all my gold. Why? I gotta go get it. Because that's not the only gold block that I've got to do either. I don't know why I put it all away just now. I don't have a whole lot of gold left after we did this to the roof here. But surprisingly enough to cover this, I'm sure. When the TimeShot... Oh yeah, I've got almost a full stack. When the TimeShot server resets, whenever that's going to be, I would like to build with things like gold a lot more. With things like clay a lot more. And use a lot less stone, brick, and wood. That's kind of a spoiler as to what's going on in my brain about, you know, a design choice that I'm going to be making soon. Probably on the new server. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'd like to build with more rare blocks like that. But anyway, okay, so that's a gold block. 50 and up, I think, is gold, right? So, let's see. April donated again. So, April is now at $29. Whoops. There we go. $29. Okay, so we've got a pretty huge donation here. And this one is from Scott _UK. Total of $22. He actually tried to donate another $40, another 20 at least. He asked to be refunded about 20 of it, no problem. But it ended up refunding like it twice. I don't know what. Either way, he donated $22 for sure. So that's the amount. It could have been $42 total, but it'll stick at 22 for now. So thank you so much for that, Charity. That is amazing. This one is quite incredible. It came in from Anonymous. I actually do know the real name because it gave it to me on PayPal. But this one was for $101, and they left a very heartfelt message. It just meant the world to me. Thank you so much. I know who you are. I saw your name. Thank you so much for that donation. I like when I saw that come in, it was just like I was blown away. I don't know what to say at that point. Like, what can a person say at that point? Like, I didn't expect to get $5, and then when something that comes in, I didn't know what to do. It was just I was blown away by it. So, thank you so much. And thank you for the heartfelt message. The messages come through on the stream, so I can't just pull them up right now. I think if you were to go to one of my live streams, you'd see the messages scrolling at the top. All right, this one. Okay, this is another really, really charitable one. Exiled Ace. And I'll tell you what, guys. This one actually holds the current record for most donated ever. It holds the record right now with an emerald block. I only think I have maybe 2 emerald blocks in this entire donor haul. Maybe 2 up to 3. Yeah, I think only 2. Oh, wait, whoa. James, can't forget you. Haha. So, someone named Beth, who is on my patron server. James here, who gave me $200. And, of course, the record breaker now. Absolutely the most charitable thing I could ever imagine seeing. I didn't expect it. I was, again, blown away. Thank you so much, Exiled Ace. He's also become a patron, and next month will be added to our patron server and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So not only did he donate that, but he's chosen to support me ongoing, which is really awesome, really wicked. Here's another one. Of course, even the little ones matter a lot to me. $1 donation from Milk. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. $1. You have no idea how much $1 means to me, even now. Like, $1 brings me that much closer to moving to the United States to be with my fiance. $1 gives me enough money to buy food tomorrow. Like, it's just that much means so much to me. You know, it doesn't have to be a humongous donation. Even $1 is super helpful. So thank you so much. Oh, I forgot to mention that, yeah, Drayden's at 51. Yeah, I did mention that. Okay, and then I'm going through my list. Okay. This one's from Richie X27. And he donated $20. Thank you so much for that. It means a lot. And everybody who donated did leave a very heartfelt message. I did read them all. And it just means the world to me that, you know, it appears that I've made an impact on some people's lives. And that's insane. I didn't ever think, I didn't want to do that. It's not that I don't want to do that, but it's just I never planned. That wasn't ever the plan. And to have done that is incredible to me. I don't regret it, of course. I appreciate it, I think, as much as you guys appreciate it. So, anyway, it's funny. I had just closed off this whole room. I had just closed it off. I thought, you know what? We're not going to get there, guys. We're done. I'd closed it off. I had completely sealed it up. It looked completely sealed up. It was like this. I actually went like that. I thought, there, that looks pretty good. We won't need to open this up. And then these donations came in, and it's like, oh, I see. Okay, we need to open this back up. So opened it back up, and I built in so far 4. There could be 5 there, 6, up to 6. Let's see. Who do I have here? I've got 2 more. A few more. This one is from... I'm going to try to speed through these guys. So don't feel bad if I'm kind of speeding through your name, but we got to get going on this episode. Alex, $1. Thank you so much. April, I added $9. This one right here is from a longtime supporter. Was actually in one of our guest UHCs, I believe. And Zella Omai. Omai? Me oh my. Zella, thank you so much for that donation. It means a lot to me. I can't say that enough. Really, I honestly can't. Yo Bear Kuma. Good old Bear. Donated $20. Thank you. Oh, and I've got one. This goes to show you the level of support, guys. We're going way back. Way back to our very, 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 very first donor haul. One of the very, very first donors that we ever received donated again. And Jordy donated $150 total now. Thank you so much for that. It means a lot, especially coming from, you know, supporters who have been there for a very long time, going on years now, years and years. It just, I mean, I'm speechless, and I am not the kind of person who gets speechless often, but I'm just speechless about it. So there we go, a whole episode now. We've gone 12 whole minutes, basically, with nothing but support. Thank you for sticking with us. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I did a live stream, so now we're getting on to the episode. Thank you guys for the support. The links are in the description if you want to support me also, or just show up to one of the live streams. The links are in the description there too. Anyway, what we have to do is show off what I did during one of my live streams. So I live streamed, when was it? It was yesterday. I live streamed yesterday. I've already forgotten what day it was. But I did it fairly early in the morning, and that felt good. I felt good streaming early in the morning because I could still stream for an hour, maybe 2. I streamed for just over 2 hours, and we worked on this building here. You can see that it's transformed quite a bit, especially if you haven't seen the live stream. It's transformed quite a bit, and I'm going to go up here to get a better vantage point. It felt good streaming that early. It really did. I don't know why. It's just, it gave me time in my day to still record and do other things in the evening. It was good. And I got a lot of work done. So I worked on this house. I didn't like the fact that it was all one color. I think I had said that before, that I didn't like how it was all one color. And so I tried some things. This ended up being the end result. Putting spruce in there. A lot of positivity from the chat during the stream saying that they liked what they saw. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. We've got ourselves a little building with a spruce accent, which looks really good. Honestly, it does. I'd actually consider doing accents on stuff like this. Kind of like I did with that. With the stone brick accent. So, behind you, you dummy, stupid jerk. So, during the stream, I worked like crazy on this build. I went in and I built a reception area. This is kind of the hotel/inn. We got some chests. I didn't decorate it to the fullest, you know. I can't open that chest now with that bookshelf there. I didn't decorate it to the fullest. I could do better. But, you know, I just kind of wanted to get it done enough. And so we've got this upstairs and then little hotel rooms. Tiny little rooms, but what do you expect from an inn? And this one even has a little window. So there we go. Done. This build is done. As far as I'm concerned, the end. We don't need to work on this too much anymore. It is what it is. Done. I want to finish things like this, of course. I like the way that this looks with the little loft style. But we got to finish these builds. Maybe add in a few more. This one hasn't even been worked on. So there's a lot that we can do. And then, of course, the rest of the little town here was going to go this way. I'm just trying to plug away as much as I can. Just keep building, keep building, keep building. Keep myself busy. I know that with a reset, we've actually had a few of the members saying, like, you know, I don't really find motivation anymore. That was my biggest fear. You know, as the admin of the server, one of the admins of the server, I was saying, like, I don't want people to get bored. I don't want people to get upset. I don't want people to get, you know, demotivated. I want motivation to happen. I want people to feel like they can keep building indefinitely, even when we mention things like, oh, we might have a reset. But unfortunately, a few people have decided that, you know what, it wasn't for them, and solo has gotten, you know, what's the point? Why am I going to invest 10 hours into building something when A, it might get destroyed in a storyline, or B, you know, it might we might reset next week, kind of thing. Not that we are, but you know, it's that kind of mentality. Why should I do something if it's gonna go away? And this is something that kind of took me by surprise, I have to say, because I've never been that kind of a person. And, you know, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's not, I don't know. Is it a good trait? Is it not? I don't know. But I feel like I'm nostalgic for certain things, but trivial things a lot less. That's my best way that I can put it. So that's kind of what I wanted to kind of more or less talk about today. And I'm not doing it to say, like, if someone on the server or someone in general has the opinion that, yeah, their work is important and should be appreciated and they don't like seeing it get destroyed. You know, I'm not saying that if they feel that way or if they think that way that they're wrong. I'm just saying that my opinion is different and I don't feel this way. And this is something that I've had to learn to deal with and kind of learn to compensate with. Is that a way to say it? Essentially, when people come to me and they say, you know, oh, I really don't want the server to reset because I've done all this building and I don't want to lose that building, that came as a shock. For me, I've always had a different opinion of building on Minecraft, working on Minecraft specifically. And this goes back, if you guys have been following me for ages and ages and ages, this would only count towards the oldest of my followers, the ones who have followed me from like day one, episode 1. You guys would have heard me talking about servers that I was on. Now, I just wanted to kind of come up here and show you guys that, look, I got this little room here that I built off camera. In fact, I turned this into a little room. It was a hollow space. I turned it into a room and actually have emergency hatch access, smuggler's access, if you will, to the sewer system, which is, I think, pretty cool. But anyway, if you guys have been following me for ages, you will have heard this talk. I don't even know if it was in my dinosaur series. It might have been in one of my SMP series before Red Cube. Like, we're talking that far back. But I know that there are some out there who have been following me that long. I know you're out there, and you'll have heard this before. But I always had the opinion, even then, because what we'd have to deal with when we were playing on servers that weren't exactly whitelisted is griefing. And if you yourself have ever played on an SMP of any kind, griefing is something that ultimately will come up. Even if it's whitelisted, even if you're all friends, no matter what, something's going to happen and you'll have felt like you've been griefed. Like something in your base has been destroyed or taken from you, or something's changed. Someone's encroached on your territory, you know, and you feel like an injustice has been done. This goes way back to when I was just starting YouTube and I was on these kinds of servers. I made the point then that, you know, if someone has griefed something that I built, it doesn't make me rage quit and say, hey, how dare you? I mean, sure, everybody gets upset when something they've worked hard on is just destroyed. But I learned way back then that I kind of have to look beyond that. That I have to realize that, you know what? I just have to rebuild. And part of the biggest fun in Minecraft is the rebuilding process. Getting to build something over again and maybe build it even better. I think it's because of the experience that I gained on those early servers that I have that kind of mentality, that I enjoy that kind of mentality, that I learned to live with it. Where, you know, I could have rage quit and complained about people and had people banned from servers and whined to the admins and he did this and she did that and I worked hard on this, how dare you, and that kind of thing. But I ended up just rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding. And that ultimately kind of trickled down to the Red Cube days. When I joined Red Cubed and got to know people a lot better, I realized that the maturity, and it's not a bad thing that there was some maturity missing here and there. It was part of the fun, right? But I realized that, you know, a person will go in and will grief your property for their own means, their own means to an end. They will grief you and have fun with it and expect that you also will have fun with it. That's the kind of mentality that we all shared there on Red Cubed for quite a long time. I was never one to have to talk to someone and say, hey, by the way, I might do this with your base. Is it okay? No. If you have an idea and it involves having to blow up someone's base or a portion of their base or burn a part down or build a giant Winnebago in the middle of it or whatever your heart's content, you did it. That's kind of the way that we played, the way that we acted, the way that we felt was necessary to kind of push the story forward. And everybody sort of was okay with that. And that's the way that it was. I'm just going over why I think I am the way that I am. Because the differing opinions do happen when something like this comes up and I'm saying, you know what, I just want to keep building. I just want to keep building on TimeShot. You know, I know the server is ultimately going to come to an end, but I'm continuing to build, number one, for the community, for the people watching. This is why we started TimeShot, was to give back more to the community that other servers decided the community wasn't supposed to get or shouldn't get or whatever. So if the community is enjoying it, why would I stop? You know, if the community wants to see a finished donor haul, I'm going to work my butt off to get that donor haul done. Even if it means, you know, sleepless nights and long hours and maybe the odd extra live stream to kind of push it forward. You know, I want to get things like that done, and I'm working on it. I want to keep doing it, and I think that people will appreciate it when I ultimately do that. So I'm gonna keep doing it. But I want to make the point that yes, I realize that not everybody will feel this way. Not everybody can feel this way. Not everybody will feel this way. There are people who they really almost covet what they own here, what they have. I'm not saying it's like it's a material possession or anything, but it's almost akin to that. Like, if you have a house burned down in a fire, do you care about your possessions or do you care that your family is safe? You know, I would care that my family is safe. Forget the possessions. And it's because I don't hold a value on materials. I really don't. I will have collections of things. Like I used to have car collections and stuff. I sold them when it meant that my livelihood was at stake. I didn't cling to them and have me and my family suffer financially because I have these things sitting around doing nothing. You know, does it suck? Yeah. I kind of miss some of those cars that I've had in the past. But at the same time, I'm very happy. I'm healthy. And you know what? In the future, I might be able to do that kind of a collection type of thing again. And that's, again, following the same kind of mentality for material possessions as it is having for things in like the Minecraft world. What surprised me is that more people didn't share that kind of mentality that I had. And I didn't expect it. I don't know why. I really just don't know why. I didn't expect it. I should have. I really should have expected it. That when I go and like I destroy someone's base, hey, maybe they'll not really like that I've just destroyed their whole base, you know? I never thought about that twice. And it's something that I had to learn. It's funny that you'd think that it was obvious, and I do now admit, yeah, it was kind of obvious that I should have knew better. I should have known, you know, that's not the way to act if someone might, you know, really appreciate what they built. But I guess I just didn't know the extent of it, you know. So when I look at my base on TimeShot, I continue building it. Not because I expect that it'll be done, and even if it's not, I'll be okay with it. I just want to, you know, keep working. Like I said, for the community wants me to keep working, so I will. And I do find a pleasure in, you know, I'm working on this sewer system right now. This is one of the least important things that I could possibly be doing on the server right now. But I just felt like doing it. I wanted to do it. It's something that Tort started, and I wanted to kind of continue, and there's just something to it. I just wanted to do it. I haven't worked on this little sewer system in quite a while. It was a place where I used to mine this place out just to kind of let off some steam after a hard day. And I haven't worked on it in a long time. Probably a good sign that I haven't had any hard days. But, you know, it's not that I think that I'm going to finish it. I just know that, you know, if we start over, it's not the end of the world to me. It's not gonna, you know, make me cry about the things that I built in the past and losing them. And, you know, I don't care. It's blocks in Minecraft. And it's not as though you guys won't be able to get a world download and explore them for nostalgic reasons. It's not that I won't be able to appreciate them through old videos and through stories and reminiscing. And it's not that, like, I'm sure that when we have a new server, that right away certain elements will reappear. You know, I'm sure that there will be maybe a new Sky Pig Bob. There might be another Winnebago. There might be another JFC. There might be another all kinds of things like this. you never know. I'm certain that these kinds of things will resurface. And even in that sense, it isn't lost forever. You know, I think that for me, I just don't hold a value on Minecraft blocks the way that some people do, where they will straight up now refuse to keep working on TimeShot because, you know, it means that, well, why would I? I'm just going to wait until the server resets. Thank you very much. If it means that they're going to lose the stuff that they were working on and that they won't be able to finish, what's the point? And it's not, like I said at the beginning, it's not that that's a bad thing. It's just the way that their brains work. And that's entirely a good thing for them. Their brain, they need an end point in sight, I guess. They need to say, like, okay, I'm going to work on this because it will get finished and it will look like this and da-da-da-da-da. It's done. It's great. The end. Never did I think that way, you know. So again, for me, it's completely different way of thinking. It's a completely different way of thinking. When I start building on something, I don't really... I mean, you guys will know. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that some of my projects go unfinished for a very long time. And it's not that I don't want to finish them. It's that if they don't get finished tomorrow, you know, I'm not going to really complain about it. It's not that I don't care, but I don't feel like it's the most important thing in the world. If I'm having fun doing it, then I'll finish it. And if I want to take a break from it, I'll take a break from it. And when the server resets, it's going to be the same way. There will be projects that I start and don't finish, probably for years. It's going to happen. Expect it. That's how I am. If you want to watch a building tutorial, go and watch a building tutorial. There's hundreds of them on YouTube. This isn't what this is. TimeShot isn't that to me. You know, TimeShot isn't about the builds that I've done. TimeShot isn't about the work that I've completed. It's about the experiences I've had on the server with the other members and the appreciation the fans have shown for the work that we've done. You know, the in-jokes that, you know, when we're in a chat or something and I see some in-jokes in the stream about JFC or things like that, that means so much to me. And means so much more than, you know, did I finish my house on TimeShot? Or, you know, so I mean, why would I let that affect me? I just don't get it. I don't get that side of the argument. But like I said, I do realize that side of the argument is there. And I have to have a respect for it. So that's my next point too, is that, you know, I can't just blatantly say, well, too bad. You're losing everything. Ha ha ha. It's a good thing I don't care. Too bad you do. I can't say things like that. I have to have a respect for other people's opinions. And if they are genuinely sad that they're losing something that means a lot to them, you know, the nostalgia surrounding TimeShot and their bases and the world that we've created here, and on any server that this is happening and that happens. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I understand and I acknowledge it. And I totally get where you're coming from. I think that if I felt the same way about it, that yeah, I'd be a little bit hurt, a little bit upset about it. I can definitely see how someone might not like their stuff being destroyed. You know, like if I were to work for hours on my house here, because that's something that I do in the real world. I work on my house. I get it ready to sell, basically. I'm painting rooms. I'm working on holes in the walls and things like that. If I were to fix something, the other day, here's a good example, is that I fixed one of my walls, and I was very proud of it. The wall was all crumbling. It looked like just like poop. It was terrible. I worked so hard. Hours poured into it. Smoothing it out, sanding it, making it look right, painting it, priming it, painting it. And just all of that. And then what happened? What happened? Like not even a month later, a big stress crack formed right down the side of that wall and ruined every single thing that I had just done to it. And, you know, do I start over? Do I just leave it the way that it is? Give up? It's one of those things where I'd put hard work into something and a bad thing happened. Well, not necessarily. I'm not saying that this only covers bad things. I'm not saying the reset's a bad thing. But, you know, something that I didn't predict would happen happened. And yeah, it was crummy. I felt bad about it after all that hard work I had put into it. So I can relate. I can kind of see how, you know, if I put hard work into something and it gets destroyed, how I might be really upset about that. I just personally never thought that Minecraft was one of those things that we would all need to be upset about. So it shocked me. It surprised me. That's all. This is what this whole conversation is kind of about, is that I was surprised by some of the reactions I got. Not only from the people on TimeShot, but from the people watching. Because like I said at the beginning, it is about the community. You know, the community is what matters. Not whether I finish anything. And even some of the community was saying, no, don't reset, don't reset. It's so important that you don't. You'll ruin everything. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, it's not... I know that it's nostalgic and all, but Minecraft is something where, you know, nothing is set in stone. Literally, you can alter any part of it. Nothing is set in stone. It's about building, rebuilding. It's never been about building something and then keeping it that way forever. Don't touch it. It's perfect. Never. It's never been that way. So to me, it's just a little bit shocking that people think this way. But, you know, I get that they do. So where do we go from here? This is my question. I mean, the truth of the matter is a reset will happen. And the reset is happening for inclusion reasons. As funny as it sounds. If there are people saying, well, you know, I feel like I'm not getting anything done and I feel like, you know, I've lost my motivation. The opposite can be said too, in that people have lost their motivation largely in part by the fact that, you know, we have so many of these storylines and stuff going that they don't feel included in because they feel like they weren't a part of the server at the beginning and that they didn't have a chance to form the server with us as part of a team, as part of a family. There's many sides to it. So, you know, whose side do you take? Whose side are you on? What do you do to deal with this kind of thing? Some people saying, if we change, I'm not going to be motivated to build anything. And people saying, if we don't change, I'm not motivated because I don't feel like I'm part of the family. So I'm sitting in the middle. I'm the kind of person who says, you know what? I don't care if there's a change. We could reset this server tomorrow. We could have reset it a year ago. And I'd still be on, and I'd still be working on a project right now, having probably a similar talk in a similar way. And nothing would have changed. The surroundings around me would have probably changed, yeah, but nothing else. It would have still been the same server. Would have still been the same people. And I think that's where I'm going to end it. It's been quite a long episode, especially with the donations at the beginning. So thank you guys for watching. I'd like to hear comments on the whole topic, though, for sure. Because I'm interested in what the community thinks, you know. Like I said, I'm fine with resetting, and I've always been. If you were one of my oldest followers, you'd know that I don't hold a value on Minecraft blocks. You know, look at my red cubed house that burned down 6 or 7 times. I never let it get to me. I usually yelled, crap! And then that was it, you know? Have to rebuild. but I never let it get to me. And I feel, like I said, it's not a bad thing that they feel differently about it. I think that, yeah, people can have a huge appreciation for Minecraft and the blocks within it. And if I've built this awesome build like this build, I will truly miss it. Me and Fabe worked hours on it. This whole base I've worked hours on. This wall, I can go back through the world map overviews and see like the changing of this map, the work that I've put into it. And yeah, I will miss it. That's not the case. It's not like I don't miss it. I won't miss it, but I do. I will. But it's just like I don't feel like I couldn't rebuild it if I wanted to, or that my content would change somehow if it wasn't there. It's like moving in real life, like moving from a real life house. I've moved a few times in my life. My parents had different jobs, different places, whatever. I've moved to different schools and so on. And I've had these changes where, yeah, I miss some elements about where I used to live, where I used to be, where I used to work. But change happened and I adapted and I got over it. And then sometimes I ended up preferring, most times even, I ended up preferring the changes that happened in my life, you know? I end up really liking the place that I've moved to. I end up really appreciating the new job that I have. I end up appreciating the school that I'm in now. You know, things like that. All because I was willing to make that change, make that push, you know. I went to my hometown. I'm ending the episode. I swear I am. Just one more little story. I went to my hometown, and I think I've actually told some of this story before, but I went to my hometown. My hometown was a very, very small town, had about 5,000 people in it total. And that's including all the children and the outlying areas. The total of the whole town, as far as like houses go, were only like maybe 500 to 1,000 houses. Even then, it sounds like a stretch. I might have my numbers pretty high because there was nobody in this town. It was a little tiny town. I went there several months now ago. I went to the bank because it was a bank account. I opened this bank account when I was 12 years old. I was still out of this little bank in this little town. I went to this bank to deal with this account. And who should be walking into the door but one of my friends, one of my best friends, in fact, from when I went to school there almost, it's crazy, 15 years earlier, maybe? More than that, more than 15 years ago. And there's this friend of mine walking in, and he still lives in that same little town, working in some little job in that little town, going to the same bank, going to the same store, going to the same everything. And I was never that way. I never felt like, you know, I should be so nostalgic that I should stay in a town that I grew up in, that I was born in, basically. I want change. I want to move. I want to go to the city. I want to now move to America to be with my fiance and get married. And just, I've been to places in the world that probably people in that little town, they've never even left the little town. You know, and that's the kind of life that I like living. I enjoy living that kind of a life where change is a thing that we embrace. It's true that people say in theory that they like change, but for the most part, people don't. It's funny I say that, but it's true. Think about it. Think about it long and hard. Any changes that have happened, there will always, always, always be people who reject it and can't grow accustomed to it, or who initially support it and then end up hating it. It's a tough thing. I try to embrace it. I will when it happens on TimeShot. I hope you guys do too. And with that, we'll be seeing you. Thank you again to all the people who donated at the very beginning of the episode. It just blows me away that we got that far, you know. It's insane. It's amazing. It's insane in a great way. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Links are in the description for donations and the Patreon page. Yeah, and that's, like I said, leave comments in the description, or leave comments in the video telling me your thoughts on what we've talked about today. And with that, we'll be seeing ya. Bye-bye.